everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Talking Scuba. I am Bob Shoemaker.
And I'm Jim Norton.
And Talking Scuba is everybody's favorite scuba show, discussing all different types of diving, from cold, deep wrecks to shallow, warm reefs and everything else in between. Today's episode is very exciting because we are celebrating our first anniversary, and we have a big studio audience here. We want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Without our show, or without you guys, we wouldn't be able to have our show. And we're able to go out and do what we love to do and bring it back and share it with you guys. So we're really excited to have you guys here. Like I said, we are at the brewery here. We are at our favorite place in the world. I like it so much I moved across the street.
Yep.
We're at the Hideout Brewery here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So we want to thank Ken and Laura for making this possible, for having us out here today. We're really having a good time here today.
Oh, they've got the best beer in Michigan.
I think so too. Jim, you been drinking today?
A little.
Getting yourself in trouble. Well, we got some exciting news to tell everybody today.
We do.
What are we telling them?
Well, we're telling them that, number one, I'm an instructor now.
Yes, congratulations.
All right.
Jimmy Norton is an instructor now, and we're open for business. You guys, you guys can come out and take scuba lessons with both Jim and I, and we are, like I said, we're open for business. We are working for NASI Worldwide here, based out of Ocala, Florida. So we're really excited. If you guys are interested in any of our classes, you can go to bobandjim.com. Awesome. Check out bobandjim.com, and we've got that up and running. So, like I said, I want to thank all you guys for coming out today, and especially everybody that's been watching our episodes and sharing us on Facebook, Twitter, and all that stuff. Very exciting. So let's kind of, what we want to do today is just kind of review what we've done over the years and talk about some of the exciting stuff that we've done.
Yeah, we've done some really outstanding diving last year.
Absolutely.
And one of my favorite spots was the Straits.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Straits up in Mackinac. We had some excellent weather, excellent visibilities, no current. Dove a couple of wrecks I'd never dove before. One of them was the Stalker, which went down in the 1800s. I believe it was a bark, I'm not sure. But we could penetrate it a bit, and it's on one of our videos.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think it's on the second one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And that was one of my favorite wrecks because I think that's where Johnny got stuck.
Yes,
Is that where you got stuck, Johnny?
Yes.
We're diving along, and I go through the first cabin, and then it gets a little narrow in a spot, and I was like, man, I hope Johnny's not right behind me. And then turns out we look at the footage afterwards, and sure enough, the video stops. Johnny's swimming along, and all of a sudden it just stops. So, Johnny got stuck in one spot, but we got him out. You know, he's here today, so we got lucky there.
And Johnny got to learn some new hand signals.
That's right. Good. So, we also got to interview some really cool people.
We did. Oh, my gosh. Especially in Chicago.
Chicago was really cool. We got, and this is stuff you guys haven't seen yet, but John Chatterton.
Yes. Oh, that was an outstanding interview. John
Chatterton, one of the biggest names in diving. He's a really cool, laid-back guy.
Oh,
and we actually finished up the interview, and we continued the conversation, right?
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
It went on and on.
He went on and on, and I was kind of sneaking the microphone back over there so we could still pick up so you guys could enjoy everything that he had to say. But he's working with the SUDS program, which is similar to a program we've worked with before.
Yep.
And it's really exciting stuff. So you guys will have all of that to check out here in the future. But we also talked to a couple other guys.
Oh, we did. We talked to, the fellow with the rescue missions. What was his name again?
Lee Bishop? Oh, you're talking Whale Wars guy?
Yes.
Lorenz de Groot.
Yeah, all right, Lorenz.
Yeah, so if you guys watch Whale Wars, Lorenz de Groot, yep, he's one of the guys that was on the Adi Gill. So while they were cruising along, the whaling ship came right across the bow of theirs in kind of an aggressive attack, cut their ship right in half, sunk the Adi Gill.
Yep.
But he was on the Adi Gill while I got hit by that. So that's kind of an interesting interview. And then we also have Stan Waterman.
Yep, Stan was an excellent. I mean, he had me laughing. He's quite a guy.
Yep. And then we also had Lee Bishop.
Lee Bishop.
Interview with.
What an outstanding gentleman.
So we got all that to look forward to, yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, we just got some really good stuff for him.
Absolutely. So that's stuff we have coming up in the future. What were some of your favorite interviews from this year, Jim?
Favorite interviews, probably Jill.
Jill was very interesting.
Very interesting, and that was just prior to the dive, or the movie, rather.
Sanctum.
And give us a little insight before we got a chance to see the movie. It was kind of interesting.
It was, yeah. So Jill was a really great interview. We love talking to Jill. We've done some continuing stuff talking to her as well, and we got some interesting stuff with her coming up in the future as well. One of my other favorites was definitely Andy Casagrande.
Oh, what a guy.
What a character. This guy, if you haven't seen this interview, definitely check it out. He talks about a lot of the sharks and stuff. Actually, let's flip to some of that stuff that we did with Andy Casagrande, some of the footage and stuff.
Sounds like a great idea.
Cool. Now, if you haven't seen Andy's Great White Shark song, you can check that out on YouTube. What gave you the idea for that, your Great White Shark song?
Well, I wrote the song back in right when I started diving. I think in 2000, I was just really bored. I was working at a software company in Silicon Valley and doing programming and CRM software. And, the money was pretty good, but the lifestyle sitting at a desk for 355 days a year just sucked. And so I would go home or, run off on my lunch break and jam on the guitar and, think about sharks and what I would rather be doing. And then one day I was just thinking, making up a tune, if I was a great white, what I would do. And I thought about I'd check out surfers, but I wouldn't bite them. I'd just sort of, scare them a little and see how they reacted. And, if you're a spearfisherman and you try to shoot me, then I'm going to probably bite your leg off or your arm or whatever. And it just became sort of a catchy tune that I wrote way back then, but it wasn't until 2007 that I actually decided that the sharks might want to hear it too. So then I jumped in the water in Mexico, the same spot where the visibility is pretty good. And I just swim around with a bunch of great whites, playing the guitar out of the cage. And I think they thought what the hell is up with this dude? So that was kind of funny because they really genuinely seemed curious of what I was doing because I didn't have a camera, I didn't have bait, but the vibrations on the strings of the guitar, I assumed they could hear it, and it was just weird. It was pretty cool. So they seemed to like it for the most part. It was fun to play.
Yeah, there's some pretty epic shots of you just with a huge great white in the background where you just strumming your chords.
Well, that was the funny thing because I wrote the song a long time ago, and I told my that guy Andy Mitchell, actually from National Geographic. He was the first cameraman I met in Cape Town. We hit it off, like I told you that story. So when I told Mitchell, dude, I want to go film this great white shark song. I want to swim out of the cage of the sharks. He's like, awesome, let's do it. It's gonna be great. And then I said, I really want that shot where I'm playing the guitar and the shark swims right behind me, right next to me, not biting me, but I don't look at it. I want to be, show that these sharks are really inquisitive, apex predators, but at the same time, they're not monsters and they just want to eat everything. So that was the tricky part because we had a safety diver that was watching Andy, the cameraman, and he was filming, both hands on the camera, but I told the safety diver behind him to keep going like this, and I would just look behind the cameraman and look at the finger. But I said, if the shark looks like he's going to bite me, do this, and then I'll turn around. Well, it turned out the safety diver got freaked out. He wouldn't get out of the cage. So Mitchell and I are swimming around outside of the cage by ourselves with no safety divers. But I still kept looking up at my safety diver just kind of to make fun of him, like, what the hell, dude? Why didn't you get out? And he kept kind of giving me these half bite signals, and I was like, that's useless, man. But, we got the shots we were looking for, and the sharks didn't bite us, and sort of, played to the tune. And if I was a great white shark, I wouldn't bite you, the whole deal. So it was cool.
Yeah, it's if you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out. And that's on YouTube. You can find that. Another one of the things that we got into this year was kind of diving some of that old school gear.
Oh yeah, that was outstanding.
Yeah, I know Derek and a couple of the other guys, we're diving just the backpacks now, and it's such a streamlined system and stuff like that. We get really excited about diving some of that old gear.
Absolutely, and it makes it a little hard for the rest of us to keep up with you guys.
Yeah. Well, Derek, he's about the size of a barracuda anyways. He swims through the water.
Well, that's what we call him, is Cuda.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you streamline him anymore. He just moves right along on you. But, we get to dive some of that old gear. But I also got the opportunity to go to somewhere with my friends Patrick and Bridget. Bridget?
Hey!
Yeah. She's a contender for the #1 fan this year. But anyways, we got to go to Bonaire this year.
Oh, some of the footage you got of that was outstanding.
It was such an awesome time there. We got to hang out with my favorite fish, the tarpon.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of my favorite dives of all time. The only time I've ever really screwed up on my air consumption. I got so excited chasing those damn things around. I was swimming behind them, and they come up, and what we're doing is at night, you have your light out, right? And you're following these fish, and and these tarpons swim right along with you. They use you as bait, kind of. Yeah. They
Kind of a chumming friend.
Right. So they see your light and you flash onto a fish, and those tarpons swim up next to you and they go, whoo, and they eat the fish that you just shined with your light. So you can kind of play God, right? And you can, it's a lot of fun. So that was one of my favorite times this year that I've had. So let's cut away. We'll show some of the footage that we did in Bonaire. One of my favorite parts that I didn't mention about Bonaire is definitely diving with the hooker down there.
You had a hooker down there?
Absolutely. One of the greatest wrecks they have in Bonaire is called the Hilma hooker. So we had several opportunities to go down on the hooker, and big clams down on there, a lot of big fish. It was a really great shipwreck dive. So one of my favorite places to dive.
Great.
But like you said, we got a lot of opportunities to dive. A lot of the inland lakes, we got a lot of dive footage from there. Down in Gilboa, Portage, we got a lot of opportunities
Some great
to dive this year.
pumpkin carving contests.
Absolutely. Our buddy back in the background there, Jeff Haven.
All right, Jeff.
I'll let you, boy. Jeff Haven, we got a chance to go down with him and his family, and they actually kind of swept up at the pumpkin carving contest down in Gilboa.
They have a knack for that.
They do. I think they're cheaters, but we can't prove it yet. But yeah, so we got a chance to go down to Gilboa. We also did Portage.
Yep.
Got a lot of chances to dive there as well. So there's a lot of diving opportunities here in Michigan. We want to make sure that you guys come out, check not only our show out, if you're interested in scuba lessons.
This is the spot.
This is bobandjim.com.
Jim.
That's right. So go to bobandjim.com. You can check out our scuba lessons there. If you guys are interested in anything that we are doing, you can go to talking-scuba.com. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and go to all the other stuff that we do as well. We got a lot of stuff for sale, but we're just excited to have our 1-year anniversary party and continue to celebrate as the years go by. So thanks everybody for showing up here today.
Yeah.
As well as everybody watching at home. We are very excited to make it through our first year and to many more years to come. Jim, to the next dive.
To the next dive.
Cheers. What else are we gonna talk about here, Johnny? Diving to Mackinac, old school.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
episodes?
Let's talk about. This is how we usually work here. So it's an evolving thing. You know, we'll cut back and forth, and a lot of it doesn't make sense. So you guys get to see the behind-the-scenes stuff here. Somehow it all comes together and looks like a half-assed job when we're done. So.